Hi guys, I thought I would just do a video. I'm near the doctor's office right now, and I thought I would just tell you a few things about, for one thing, just tips generally. For one thing, when it comes to auto rickshaw drivers, don't go to any places that they recommend to you, or if they come up to you and tell you you can't come to a certain area, because don't believe them, because they'll try to convince you to go to a certain specific store that's owned by their brother or their uncle or whoever, and they will basically get a commission if you go there. And it can be the same with other places, but often it's stores, especially jewelry or textiles. And sorry, it's very noisy in the background. That's another thing you'll realize pretty soon, is that people honk a lot here. And I thought I'd tell you a few places that are around the doctor's office. So there's a Cafe Coffee Day, a coffee shop, right by Hosahali metro station. And that I find is a good place to kind of relax. Sometimes after a dressing or a string change or something, if you want to just sort of get a coffee and relax for a little bit and then continue your day. That's what I do, but I like coffee, so I'm just saying, it's there. And there's also, if you walk towards the metro station from the doctor and you keep walking straight, there's a little grocery store there that has a lot of good fruits and vegetables, and the prices are good there, and it also has all this dried food like rice and regular things there too. But I found that's a pretty good place for fruits and vegetables. That's pretty convenient if you're going to the doctor. There's also, well, there's an Ayurvedic store, but Dr. Bott would tell you where that is, but it's called Ayurvedic Kendra, so you can also look it up on Google Maps, but that's a bit harder to describe how to get there, so I'll leave that for when you're here. You'll be able to figure it out, or you can ask me. And that's about it. And people pay a lot of attention to foreigners here. There are people, you know, they'll kind of want you to buy something, or they'll want to know where you're from, or the vast majority of people are very it's different than Canada, I think, because in Canada there's more diversity in terms of races and backgrounds, and people aren't very interested in foreigners because there's so many of them, or they're interested, but it's not such a big deal to see a foreigner, or you can't even tell really by looking necessarily who's a foreigner and who isn't. But here it's very obvious if you're white, or probably black, Asian, anything other than Indian. It's pretty obvious that you're foreign, and a lot of people will be curious about you, or they'll just walk by you, and as they're walking by, they'll look back to see your face. And I found that happens a lot. Like, somebody will pass me, and as they pass, they stare at my face. But people don't harass you very much in Bangalore. I've been to other places in India where people were really on you a lot. In Bangalore, it's more culturally diverse, and most people work with more people work with Americans, or you know, tech companies and stuff like that. So they're not like that shocked generally. But there is that thing where I think culturally people are very interested and intrigued by foreigners, and it's mostly positive attention. It's just that you have to be a little bit careful basically with the rickshaw drivers, because they'll try to take you to a store if you let them. So just keep that in mind. If they're saying, oh, I want to take you to the store, and I want to take you to this temple, and I want to do this, just say no. Like, don't go there, because it's only going to get more and more troubling as it goes on. And many people make that mistake. If you make that mistake, it's basically that you're going to waste your money. That's it. It's not like they're going to hurt you, but they're going to charge you for something, and it's going to be a lot more than it's actually worth, and that driver is going to get a cut. So just be aware of that. When they say, oh, it's going to be 10 rupees, I'm going to take you there. Well, the reason why they want to take you there for 10 rupees is so they can get that. But generally, and if you go into most stores, there's fixed prices. If you go into a store without fixed prices, you're very often expected to negotiate a price. So if you're buying 2 things, let's say, you can ask for whatever seems reasonable to you. Like, for example, I bought something the other day that was supposed to be 3,000 and I got it for 2,000 because I had a sense that it was a high markup. But generally, it's kind of up to you to decide what you want to pay, and then sometimes you even have to kind of, okay, I'm leaving then, right? And if they're willing to give you that price, that's when you'll find out, because then they'll say, okay, right? So, but mostly in grocery stores and places like that, it'll say the MRP, maximum rupee price, I guess, is what that means. So you can actually pick it up and generally look at what the price is on the item, and you're not expected to negotiate with those things. That's basically just the set price. So, yeah, I thought I'd just, well, it was on my mind, tell you a little bit more. Just, I guess this is also general tips for Bangalore, maybe more specific to the area, and a couple of things to sort of watch out for. If somebody seems to be having strange intentions, then watch out for that. And then the vast majority of people are just sort of interested and curious, and that's fine. It can be a little bit tiring, or kids will wave at you and stuff like that. That's all very harmless and positive attention, but just be aware that it's mostly the rickshaw drivers. Yeah, so I'll probably do another video about specific like restaurants and places that I ate at, and what I would recommend in terms of that. And let me know if you have any questions that I could answer. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.